Your legs are dying right now. Every single day you do not act, you are losing muscle fiber that you will never get back. And you do not even feel it happening. That is the worst part. It is silent. It is invisible. And by the time you notice, by the time you struggle to stand up from a low chair or feel your thighs burn climbing a single flight of stairs, the damage has been accumulating for years, maybe decades. I am 95 years old. I have spent more than 70 years studying how the human body builds and loses strength. I have made every mistake you can make. I have taught those mistakes to others. And I am recording this because I refuse to die without correcting the lies I believed and spread for half a century. My name is Connie Aldrich. I started lifting weights in 1956 when I was 26 years old, and women were not welcome in any gymnasium that had a barbell. I lifted anyway. I competed in powerlifting when there were maybe a dozen women in the entire country doing it seriously. I won titles. I trained athletes. I built my entire identity around one belief. Strength means moving heavy weight, period. If you were not loading plates onto a bar, you were wasting your time. Stretching was for dancers. Balance work was for old people in nursing homes. Holding still in one position was not exercise. It was laziness pretending to be exercise. I believed this with religious certainty, and I was wrong. I was catastrophically, arrogantly, dangerously wrong. That belief cost me my mobility. It nearly cost me my independence. And if you share that belief, or if you have simply never thought about how to keep your legs strong past the age of 50, it may cost you yours. Let me tell you what happened to me. At 68 years old, I was still squatting heavy weight. Not as heavy as my peak years, but respectable weight. I was proud of that. My ego was enormous. During a working set, I felt something in my right thigh give way like a rope snapping. My quadriceps tendon had torn completely off the bone. The pain was beyond description, but worse than the pain was the terror. I knew immediately that something fundamental had broken. The surgery was a disaster. The surgeon was overconfident and made errors that required 2 more operations to attempt to fix. Infections set in. My right leg withered. After months of hospitals and recovery facilities, the doctors delivered their verdict. I would need a walker or a cane for the rest of my life. My competitive lifting was finished, obviously, but more than that, my ability to function independently was finished. At 68 years old, I was facing decades of dependence on devices and other people just to move across a room. I want you to understand what that feels like. You spend your whole life building strength, worshiping strength, defining yourself by strength, and then your body betrays you, and doctors tell you that you will never stand on your own 2 feet with confidence again. I had nightmares about it. I would dream I was walking normally, and then wake up to the reality of my useless leg. I understood for the first time why people give up, why they stop fighting. The mountain looked impossible to climb. In physical therapy, I was assigned a young woman named Yuki. She was maybe 30 years old, small, soft-spoken. Everything about her seemed gentle, in a way that irritated me. I wanted someone who understood real training, not some delicate flower who would have me doing water aerobics. I was a power lifter. I needed a power lifter's approach. Yuki did not argue with me. She just started teaching me exercises that her grandmother had done every single day in a small village in Japan. Her grandmother had lived to 103 years old and walked steep mountain paths until the final months of her life. No walker, no cane, no wheelchair. Just two strong legs that had carried her for over a century. When Yuki described these exercises to me, I nearly laughed in her face. They sounded like nothing. They sounded like what you would give to someone too frail to do anything real. But I had no other options. My way had destroyed me. So I shut my mouth and listened. And what I learned over the following months and years did not just rebuild my legs, it rebuilt my entire understanding of what strength actually means. I am going to share 5 of these exercises with you now, not because they are exotic or mysterious, but because they work. They work better than anything I did in 50 years of lifting heavy barbells. And the tragedy is that they were available this whole time. I just refused to see them. The first exercise is the deep resting squat. In Japan, people do not collapse into chairs and sofas the way we do. They lower themselves into a full squat, heels flat on the ground, and they rest there. They read, they have conversations, they prepare food. They treat this position as natural because it is natural. The human body was designed to squat deeply. We did it for hundreds of thousands of years before chairs existed. And then Western civilization decided sitting in chairs was civilized and squatting was primitive. And we abandoned a position that kept our ancestors' legs strong until death. When Yuki first asked me to squat deeply and hold it, I could not do it for more than a few seconds. My ankles were too stiff. My hips were too tight. Decades of heavy lifting had built my muscles, but destroyed my mobility. I had to hold on to furniture just to lower myself down. But I practiced every day. 20 seconds became a minute. A minute became 3 minutes. Within 6 months, I could rest in a deep squat comfortably while reading a book. And here is what shocked me. My thighs became stronger from this single position than they had been in years. No weight on my back, no barbell, just gravity and time, and my own body learning to be functional again. If you are over 50 and you cannot lower yourself into a deep squat with your heels on the ground and hold it for at least 2 minutes, your legs are weaker than they should be. I do not care how much you can leg press at the gym. I do not care how many miles you can walk. If you cannot squat and rest there, you have lost something essential that humans are supposed to be able to do. Start today. Use a door frame or a sturdy chair for support. Hold the position for as long as you can. Do it 5 or 6 times throughout the day. In a few months, you will not recognize your own legs. The second exercise is standing on one leg. This sounds almost insulting in its simplicity, but try it right now. Stand on your left leg and lift your right foot just slightly off the floor. Do not hold on to anything. See how long you can maintain that position without wobbling, without putting your foot down, without grabbing a wall. Most people over 50 cannot do this for 30 seconds. Most people over 60 cannot do it for 15. This matters because the muscles that keep you balanced on one leg are the same muscles that prevent falls. They are small, stabilizing muscles in your ankles and hips that conventional exercises almost never train. When you walk, you are technically standing on one leg with every single step. When you climb stairs, same thing. When you trip over a curb and need to catch yourself before you hit the pavement and shatter a hip, those stabilizing muscles are what save you or fail you. In Japan, people practice single leg balance constantly. While brushing teeth, while waiting for tea to steep, while standing in line. They treat it as maintenance, not exercise. After my injury, I could not stand on my right leg for even 2 seconds. Yuki had me practice every single day. First with a hand on the wall, then with just a fingertip, then with nothing. It took almost a year before I could stand on my damaged leg for 60 seconds unassisted. And during that year, I watched my stability transform. I stopped feeling like I might fall at any moment. I started trusting my own body again. I am 95 years old and I practice this every single morning. Both legs, 60 seconds each. It takes 2 minutes, and it may be the reason I am still walking independently. The third exercise is called the horse stance. In Japanese martial arts, they call it kibadachi. You stand with your feet wide apart, much wider than your shoulders, and you bend your knees and lower your body like you are sitting on an invisible horse. Then you hold that position. That is it. No movement, just holding. I remember the first time Yuki demonstrated this for me. She dropped into the stance and I watched her thighs start trembling within seconds. She held it for 2 minutes with sweat forming on her forehead. When she stood up, she was breathing hard. I thought to myself, this is not real exercise. There is no movement. There is no progressive overload. There is nothing happening. But I tried it anyway. And within 10 seconds, my thighs were on fire in a way that heavy squats had never produced. I barely made it to 15 seconds before I had to stand up. Isometric exercise, holding a position without moving, builds strength in ways that movement-based exercise cannot replicate. It strengthens tendons and ligaments, not just muscles. It teaches your nervous system to recruit muscle fibers more efficiently. And most importantly for older adults, it does this without any impact on your joints. No weight crashing down on your knees. No sudden forces that can tear aging connective tissue. Just your muscles fighting against gravity and time. I practice the horse stance every single day. I hold it for 90 seconds now. My thighs are stronger at 95 than they were when I was tearing them apart with barbells at 65. If you are over 50 and you want legs that will carry you for another 30 or 40 years, learn this position. Start with 15 seconds. Add 5 seconds every week. Your knees should never extend past your toes, and your back should stay straight. You will feel your quadriceps working harder than they have ever worked without moving a single inch. The fourth exercise is something the Japanese call sanpo, which means walking, but not walking the way you think. This is walking so slowly that it almost feels ridiculous, 4 or 5 times slower than your normal pace. With each step, you consciously feel your heel touch the ground first, then the middle of your foot, then your toes pressing off. You breathe deeply. You pay attention to every tiny muscle involved in the act of walking. When Yuki first described this to me, I thought she was joking. I told her I needed to rebuild strength, not learn how to walk like I was moving through molasses. She just smiled and asked me to try it for 3 minutes. By the end of those 3 minutes, my legs were shaking. Not from exhaustion exactly, but from the effort of control. Walking slowly requires your muscles to work constantly. There is no momentum carrying you forward. Every single second of movement demands muscular effort. This exercise does something that no gym machine can do. It builds what the Japanese call body awareness, the ability to feel exactly what your muscles are doing at every moment. When you have this awareness, you move more efficiently. You catch yourself before you stumble. You notice weakness before it becomes dangerous. Most falls in older adults happen because they are moving on autopilot and their body encounters something unexpected. Sanpo trains you to never move on autopilot again. I practice this every morning in my hallway. Just 3 minutes of excruciatingly slow walking, breathing every 3 steps. It looks absurd. It feels profound. And after 27 years, I can tell you it has done more for my stability than all the lunges and leg presses I did in my competition years. The fifth exercise is heel raises. You stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, and you slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as they can go, then slowly lowering back down. Simple, basic. The kind of exercise I used to skip entirely because it did not seem important enough to bother with. Here is what I did not understand. Your calf muscles are not just for pushing off when you walk. They are what doctors call your second heart. Every time your calves contract, they squeeze the veins in your lower legs and push blood back up toward your heart against the pull of gravity. When your calves weaken with age, blood pools in your feet and ankles. You get swelling. You get varicose veins. You get that heavy, tired feeling in your legs that makes you want to sit down all the time. And the less you stand, the weaker your calves get, and the worse the circulation becomes. It is a vicious spiral that ends with people trapped in chairs. The Japanese treat calf strength as a matter of survival. They do heel raises constantly throughout the day, while waiting for trains, while cooking, while talking on the phone. Small investments of effort that pay dividends for decades. I do 2 sets of 20 heel raises every single day. I rise up slowly, hold at the top for 2 seconds, then lower slowly. My ankles have not swollen in 25 years. I can stand for an hour without discomfort. And when I walk, I feel the push of strong calves propelling me forward with every step. If you are over 50 and your calves are not strong, start this exercise today. Use a wall for balance at first. Rise up, hold, lower down. 20 repetitions twice a day. Within a month, you will notice that your legs feel lighter. Your feet will stop aching at the end of the day, and you will have taken one more step away from the chair that is waiting to claim you. I need you to understand something. I am not telling you to abandon everything you know about exercise. I am telling you that what you know is incomplete. I spent 50 years building strength through heavy weights, and I was strong. But I was also brittle. I was powerful, but not resilient. My muscles could move heavy loads, but my joints and tendons and stabilizing systems were neglected and weak. When something finally broke, my whole foundation crumbled. These 5 exercises are not glamorous. You will not post videos of yourself doing them to impress anyone. There is no weight to brag about, no personal records to chase. But they build a kind of strength that barbells cannot touch. They build legs that will carry you upstairs when you are 80. They build balance that will save you when you trip at 75. They build the quiet, functional, sustainable strength that the Japanese have cultivated for centuries, while we in the West were destroying our joints in pursuit of numbers that ultimately do not matter. I am 95 years old. I live alone. I climb stairs every day. I walked to the grocery store last week. I have not used a cane or a walker in 26 years, despite doctors telling me I would need one for life. I owe all of this to a young physical therapist who did not care about my arrogance or my resistance or my decades of so-called expertise. She just kept teaching me what her grandmother knew, and her grandmother was right about everything. You have time to change. That is the gift I want to give you with this video. Whatever age you are right now, 50 or 55 or 60 or 70, you have time to build the legs that will carry you through the rest of your life. But you have to start. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Get down into a squat and hold it. Stand on one leg until you wobble. Drop into a horse stance and feel your thighs burn. Walk so slowly that it feels absurd. Rise up onto your toes and strengthen those calves. Do these things every single day, not as exercise, but as maintenance, as basic upkeep for the only body you will ever have. I wasted decades worshiping the wrong kind of strength. I paid for that worship with a shattered leg and years of struggle. You do not have to make my mistakes. The Japanese have known for centuries how to keep legs strong through an entire lifetime. The exercises are simple. The commitment is daily. And the alternative, the slow surrender of your mobility and independence and dignity, is not something you want to experience. Trust me, I almost lived it, and I am recording this to make sure you do not.